ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to go through the mechanical engineering portion of the general ability of GATE 2022. There were 2 sessions and hence there are around 20 questions in this presentation. Let us go through them and solve them one by one. The first question is, in a 12-hour clock that runs correctly, how many times, I think this should be do. How many times do the second, minute, and hour hands of the clock coincide in a 12-hour duration from 3 p.m. in a day to 3 a.m. the next day? So I'm sure you understand that from 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. it is 12 hours. Now in 12 hours, the minute and the hour hand will coincide 11 times. This is an established fact because every hour they will coincide once, but an exception occurs between 11 to 1. I mean 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Within this span, and that is true for any clock, the hour and minute hand will meet only once. So for that, it is 11 times in 12 hours. Now let us keep in mind that the second hand will can meet almost at every time when the minute and the hour hand can meet, right? So if they can meet 11 times, so the second hand can also meet 11 times, and hence the correct answer would be 11. I hope this concept is clear. Do remember this exception. Let us go on to the next. This is a verbal ability question, and it is from critical reasoning. Now remember, critical reasoning is a part of verbal ability where your vocabulary, your knowledge of the meaning of different words is absolutely important, and also the understanding of the passage. Plus, there is one more important thing which is very important, and that is that in any critical reasoning, the passage, even though it may sometimes appear to deviate from the actual fact, but for you, this is the truth as long as you are solving the critical reasoning. You cannot provide your own ideas or cannot incorporate other facts. So now let us look at this. Humans are naturally compassionate and honest. Compassionate means having a feeling for others, kind. Compassionate and honest naturally. In a study using strategically placed wallets, wallets means purse in which you place your money and other stuff, that appear lost, it was found that wallets with money are more likely to be returned than wallets without money. Similarly, wallets that had a key and a money, key means house key, car key, etc., etc. Wallets that had a key and money are more likely to be returned than wallets with the same amount of money alone. This suggests that the primary reason for this behavior is compassion, and it should be empathy. Enthalpy, there is no such word, must be a misprinting. So it should be empathy instead of enthalpy. So behavior is compassion and empathy. Empathy means, once again, feeling of kindness, feeling of pity, sort of stuff. So which one of the following is the correct logical inference based on the information in the above passage? Let us see. Wallets used in experiments are more likely to be returned than wallets that are really lost. This definitely can't be true, because how will a person understand whether it is an experimental wallet or a really lost wallet? Right, because the wallets have been placed such that they appear lost. So this can never be a reason. Next, wallets with a key are more likely to be returned because people relate to the suffering of others. Now, that is exactly what has been meant when they say that wallets that had a key and money are more likely to be returned than wallets with the same amount of money alone. Okay, so because there's a primary reason, and they've given the reason. The primary reason for this behavior is compassion and empathy, that means pity. So this appears to be the right one. Now, had this been an exam, we have already found the right option, so we could go ahead to the next question. But because this is a practice session, so we will go further and look at the other options as well. So number C says money is always more important than keys. Naturally, this is ridiculous. I mean, this can't happen. And I'm sure everybody understands that this is not correct. Next, wallets with a key are more likely to be returned because people do not care about money. The first part is absolutely correct, but the reason is absolutely wrong. Nowhere has it been mentioned as such. So naturally, overall, this is also wrong. And we find that option B stays the correct logical conclusion. Inference means conclusion. I hope this has been understood. The next. A person traveled 80 kilometers in 6 hours. If the person traveled the first, this would be the first part. If the person traveled the first part with a uniform speed of 10 kilometers per hour and the remaining part with a uniform speed of 18 kilometers per hour, there should have been a comma because if was used. What percentage of the total distance is traveled at a uniform speed of 10 kilometers per hour? This sum can be solved in two ways. One is the normal way, where you say assume that the distance traveled at the rate of 10 kilometers per hour is equal to x. In that case, the distance traveled at the rate of 18 kilometers per hour would obviously be 80 minus x. Now we could form an equation where x is the distance, the speed is 10, so x by 10 plus 80 minus x distance, the speed is 18, and hence these are the times taken, and the total time taken is 6 hours. So we could solve this. So 10 and 18, the LCM would be 2 common, 5 and 9. So 9 5s are 45 into 2, that is 90. So this is 9x plus 18 5s are 90. So this would be 400 minus 5x equal to 6. So this would be 4x plus 400 is equal to 540, and hence x is equal to 140 by 4. So that would be 4 3s are 12, 20, and hence 35 kilometers. So what percent of the total distance is traveled at a speed of 10 kilometers per hour? So you would have said 35 by the total distance multiplied by 100 would have given us our answer, and that would have been somewhat 2, 5. So this is 4, So do this. 8 4s are 32. So 3 by 4 is 75. 8.75 into 5. So 5 5s are 25. 7 5s are 35 plus 2 37. 340. So 43.75%. So we come to the conclusion. But then there is another process which is much shorter than this, provided you know the fundamentals. Had I been the student, I would have obviously taken the second process rather than the first. What is that? See, the time taken by the person, had he traveled the whole distance at 10, had the person traveled 80 kilometers at the rate of 10 kilometers per hour, what time would he have taken? He would have taken 8 hours. Had the person traveled 80 kilometers at the rate of 18 kilometers per hour, what time would he have taken? 80 divided by 18, which on a bit of cancellation to make it shorter actually is 40 by 9. So this is 40 by 9. But then what is the actual time taken? It is 6 hours. Now let us suppose the distance traveled at the rate of 10 is d1 and the distance traveled at the rate of 18 is d2. Then I could simply alligate this. See, 8 minus 6 would have been 2. 6 minus 40 by 9. 6 minus 40 by 9 would be 54 minus 40 by 9, which is 14 by 9. So this would have come up to 14 by 9. And I would have said that the distance 1 by distance 2, the ratio would have been 14 by 9 divided by 2. That is, we can cancel this off. That is 7 by 9. That is 7 by 9. So then what is the percentage? d1 by d1 plus d2 that has been asked for would be 7 by 7 plus 9 into 100 because percentage has been asked for. So that would be 7 by 16 into 100. And this would have cancelled by C4 and this would be 25. So that would be 175 by 4, which is 4 4s are 16, 4 3s are 12.75%. So alligation is this red one, which involves much less calculation than the black one, which is by the normal method. But the final choice is yours, whichever you would like to do. I have shown you both of them. The red one is really a good one and a very shortcut one. Let us go on to the next one. Given below are, just a second, let me change the color. Given below are 3 conclusions drawn based on the following 3 statements. First statement, all teachers are professors. This is syllogism. So let us see how we do this. We do this by Venn diagrams. So all teachers are professors. How can we express this with the help of a Venn diagram? See, statement number 1. So all teachers are professors. So one can say this, where T represents teachers and P represents professors. This is one way by which we can represent all teachers are professors. There is also a second way. See, all teachers are professors. This also is perfectly applicable for this statement 1. So these 2 ways are used to express all teachers are professors. Now next, no professor is a male How do I express this? Simple. No professor is a male, where M represents male and P represents usual professor. See, no professor is a male. Only one way we can express. Statement number 3, how do we express this? Some males are engineers. See, some males are engineers. Engineers are represented by E. Some males are engineers. This is one way. Well, some males are engineers. This can also be true. This is number B. And since can some can be 100%, the definition of some in syllogism includes 100%. So some males are engineers can also include this. So these are the 3 ways by which we can do so. Now let us see what the conclusions are. In the first conclusion, they have compared engineers and professors. Now, engineers are found in statement 3 and professors are found in statement 2. Because if we take 3 and 2, I mean, if we take 3 and 2, then you see via mails we can directly communicate between professors and engineers. So 3 is this, 2 is this. Let us take any one instance. Say, suppose, let us take 2A and 3A. 2A and 3A. Let us compare them. See, males and engineers as per 3A is of this fashion. We can see that above. Now, professors, they are disjoint from males. But then professors can lie in a lot of ways. See, a professor can lie like this. This can be professors. They are disjoint from males also. Or else a professor could also lie like this. So there are 2 cases. Now, conclusion 1 says no engineer is a professor. But then, see, can this be possible? Obviously, here males and professors are disjoint. So this can never be possible. If this is not possible and engineers are entirely within males, how can professors and engineers coincide? So we find that this conclusion 1 is becoming a truth for this combination. That is bad luck, because if it is a true, we must go on to the others. Then 2A and 3B. So 2A and 3B, if we combine, see, males and engineers in case of 3B is like this. Males and engineers. And professors are disjoint from males. Right. So the professor can either lie like this. This is the professor. Or else can also lie like this. Now this time both can be true, because after all the professor is disjoint from males. Both of them can be true. But is conclusion 1 true here, that no engineer is a professor? It is not true, because some engineers are professors indeed. So it is false. 1 false means the statement is incorrect. You don't need to search for others. Had we searched this combination first and we had got this cross, then we need not have searched for the 2A and 3A one. So let us not forget that. So this is incorrect. Let us now go on to conclusion 2. Some engineers are professors. Now, how do we combine engineers and professors? Now, engineers and professors can be entirely combined by the combination of engineers, professors, This too, which has already been said here. So let us look at conclusion 2. This has already been done. I hope you understand. So some engineers are professors. So you see, some engineers are professors is entirely wrong here, right? Though it is correct here. But since if it is wrong in any one case, so we can say that this is absolutely incorrect. So this is wrong. Let us go into conclusion 3. No male is a teacher. So here they have combined males and teachers. Now males and teachers can be communicated through via male professor and professor teachers. I hope we understand that. So this involves statement 1 and statement 2, which means this one and this one. Let us combine 1a and 2a. 1a and 2a. Let us combine. So look here, professors and teachers are like this. And professors and males are like this. So males will be outside. So we can see that no male is a teacher is absolutely true. Bad luck. We have got a truth here. So we will have to verify the others also. There is only one more left, 1b and 2a. So this is pretty simple. See, professors and teachers. But then males will be disjoint from professors. So males will be this portion. So here also we find that no male can be a teacher. So it is correct here also. So only when a conclusion is correct for all the combinations can we say that this is correct. And in this case, we find out that conclusion 3 is the correct one. And hence we tick this. This is a pretty good syllogism problem. Hope it has been understood. Let us go on to the next one. A block with a trapezoidal cross section is placed. Trapezoid, I hope you understand. Trapezium, cross section of like a trapezium. Cross section is placed over a block with rectangular cross section as shown above. Which of the following is the correct drawing of the view of the 3D object as viewed in the direction indicated by an arrow in the above figure? This is the figure. So via the arrow, we can see that we are actually looking from this side. So if we compare all of this, it is pretty clear that this is the cross section that we will get. No calculations, nothing, pure judgment. So this is the calculation. Oh no, this is not the calculation. I was wrong. This would be the calculation that we would be getting, because this is perpendicular as shown here, and this is the inclined surface. So this is it, right? Let us go on to the next one. 4 girls, P, Q, R, and S are studying languages in a university. P is learning, this is a continuation. P is learning French and Dutch. Q is learning Chinese and Japanese. R is learning Spanish and French. S is learning Dutch and Japanese. Now, the criteria given is that French is easier than Dutch. Now, let us assume this is the difficulty level, means the arrowhead indicates the difficult, and this indicates easy. So we can say French is easier than Dutch, which means Dutch, if it is here, then French would be somewhat lower than that in level. Chinese is harder than Japanese. So we know that Chinese will be harder than Japanese. Dutch is easier than Japanese. So Dutch would be below this. So we can immediately say in this main diagram that the diagram would be somewhat like this. because Dutch falls below. Spanish is easier than French, so Spanish would fall here. So the level of difficulty has been established. Now the two most difficult pair of languages are Chinese and Japanese. We can find that. And we find that Q is learning Chinese and Japanese. Which girl is learning the most difficult pair of languages? Our option will be Q. So this is a simple case of arrangement. Let's go to the next one. A rhombus is formed by joining the midpoints of the sides of a unit square. So we have a square like this. The value of the sides are unity, means 1 unit. Now the midpoints of the square are taken. Let us make no mistake that if we join the midpoints, we also get another square. A rhombus is written here because a square is also a rhombus. So that is why rhombus has been included. This actually would be another square. And the largest circle that can be inscribed within this square, that is a rhombus, will be this one. Not a very good artistic result, but I hope we can understand nonetheless. This is the circle. Now, take care to understand that if this is the center of the circle and this is the radius, then this is also the radius. And this is the diameter, which is equal to the side of this square, this rhombus. So now the square side is unity. So this is a right angle. So this portion is half units, and so also is this. So then, as per Pythagoras theorem, what will be the value of this? Half square plus half square whole root. That is 1/4 plus 1/4. That is 2/4. That is half square root. That is 1/√2. So this side here is 1/√2 units. And hence the diameter of the circle is also 1/√2. Therefore, radius of circle is coded as like this. The radius of the circle is half of that, that is 1/2√2 units. These are all units. So that, oh no, they have asked the diameter. So we need not have found out the diameter. We have already found out the answer. I forgot the question that the diameter was asked for. So naturally, this is already our answer. 1/√2 units. And yes, option B is our answer. Right? So that was simple. Let us go on to the next one. An equilateral triangle, a square, and a circle have equal areas. What is the ratio of the perimeters of the equilateral triangle to the square to the circle? Now, first of all, regarding the areas, we all must be knowing that an equilateral triangle is one whose all three sides are equal. And if one of the sides is A, then its area is given by √3/4 a square. A square is something whose all four sides are equal and perpendicular to each other. If one of its sides is S, then the area would be S square. And of course, for a circle whose radius, if say, is R, then the area of a circle becomes pi r square. So as far as the problem is concerned, all these three areas are equal. So we can say √3/4 a square is equal to S square is equal to pi r square. Now, because these are equal, their individual square roots must also be equal. So we can immediately say 3 to the power 1/4. Square root of 3 means 3 to the power half. So the further square root of that means 3 to the power half, which is 3 to the power 1/4. And 4 square root is 2. A is equal to S is equal to root pi R. Now from this, if we assume that this is equal to a constant K, then we can say that A is to S is to R will be equal to K divided by the coefficient. A will be equal to K divided by the coefficient of A, that is 2K by 3 to the power 1/4 is 2. S is equal to K only is 2. R is equal to K by root pi. So K cancels off, and we can multiply all the three terms by 3 to the power 1/4 into root pi to get an integral value. So if we do that, if we multiply that, then in the first case it will be 2 root pi, because 3 to the power 1/4 will cancel off. In the second case, it will be 3 to the power 1/4 into root pi. And in the third case, it would be 3 to the power 1/4. So this is the ratio of A, S and R. Well, they have asked us the ratio of the perimeters. Now, what is perimeter of an equilateral triangle? It is thrice of A. What is the perimeter of a square? It is 4 times of S. And what is the perimeter of a circle of radius R? It will be 2 pi R. So what will be their ratio? Their ratio would be equal to 3 into 2 root pi is to 4 into 3 to the power 1/4 into root pi is to 3 to the power 1/4 into 2 pi. So first let us eradicate the pi's. So we can say that this would be equal to 3 into 2 is to 4 into 3 and 1/4 is to, if we eradicate it by root pi, if we divide the whole thing by root pi, so this will be 2 into 3 to the power 1/4 into root pi. So this happens. Now let us divide everything by 2. So if we do that, it becomes equal to 3 is to 2 dot 3 and 1/4 is to 3 and 1/4 root pi. Now if we divide everything by 3 and 1/4, this becomes 3. 1 minus 1/4, that is 3 by 4 is to 2 is to root pi. Now what is 3 to the power 3/4? 3 to the power 3/4 can be said to be 3 to the power 3 by 2 whole to the power half is to 2 is to root pi. Forgive the space constraint. And 3 to the power 3 by 2, I'm writing this here, okay? From here, I am writing it here because there's no space here. 3 to the power 3 by 2 can be said to be 3 root 3. And to the power half means this is to 2 is to root pi. So this is our answer, and we can see option C exactly depicts that. So this is a more or less calculation based thing and is a good enough sum. Let's go on to the next. The average of the monthly salaries of M, N and S is rupees 4,000. The average of the monthly salaries of N, S and P is rupees 5,000. The monthly salary of P is rupees 6,000. They have asked us what is the monthly salary of M as a percentage of the monthly salary of P. Now, because the average of the monthly salaries of MN and S is 4,000, we can easily write that M plus N plus S, their total salary, will be 3 into 4,000, that is 12,000. Now, since it has been said that the monthly salaries of N, S and P is 5,000, so we can say N plus S plus P. Their total salary will be 3 into 5,000, that is 15,000. Simply let us subtract the first one from the second. So let us subtract the first one from the second. So N cancels off, S cancels off, and we get P minus M is equal to 3,000. Now they have said that the monthly salary of P is 6,000. So I'm sure we can understand that the salary of M becomes 3,000. What is the monthly salary of M as a percentage of the monthly salary of P? So 3,000 is the salary of M, 6,000 is the salary of P, percentage, and we all can understand that it is 50%. So the answer would be 50%, and it's option number A. Next. After playing dash hours of tennis, so naturally it must be 1, 2, 3 like that hours. So here it must be 2 depicting number 2. I am feeling this should not be third, this should be tired. So a few printing mistakes, of course. I am feeling too tired. This means extremely tired to walk back. So we can see that the option that matches this is number D. So number D is the answer. Now, since mechanical engineering gate happened in 2 phases, so this is the second set. Logical reasoning, it appears. Let us see. 4 cities P, Q, R and S are connected through one-way routes as shown in the figure. So you see this is P, this is Q, this is R, and this is S. And they are connected through one-way routes. You can see the arrows indicate the one-way routes, means you cannot move in the opposite direction of the arrows. The travel time between any 2 connected cities is 1 hour. So whether you go from Q to P, it will be 1 hour. Whether you go from S to Q, it would be 1 hour. Whether you go from P to S, it would be 1 hour. R to S, 1 hour. P to R, 1 hour, etc., etc. The boxes beside each city name describe should be namely, quite a few printing mistakes, namely describe the starting time of the first train of the day. So these are the starting times of the first train of the day. See, from P, the first train starts at 8 a.m. From Q, it's at 5 a.m., etc., etc. And their frequency of operation. So these are the frequencies of operations, which means that in station P, the first train starts at 8 a.m. and the next train is at 9:30 a.m., 90 minutes after the first one. And likewise, an example is also given. For example, from city P, the first trains of the day start at 8 a.m. with a frequency of 90 minutes to each of R and S. Quite naturally, because from P you can go to R as well as go to S. A person does not spend additional time at any city other than the waiting time for the next connecting train. So let us see what has been asked. If the person starts from R, so the person has started from R and he has started at 7 a.m. and is required to visit S, and return to R. What is the minimum time required? So we must select the shortest possible route. But then, if one person has to go from R to S, he goes like this. That is fine. But he can't return along this route. So how will he return? He can't travel diagonally also, because that is also one way. So the only possibility is traveling upwards to Q. So from R goes to S and then has to go to Q. Now from Q cannot come back to R because this is a one way. So he has to travel to P. Nothing doing. And from P can come back to R. So this is the route that the person starting from R has to take. Right. Now that the route is decided, and this is the shortest possible route, no other route can be as short as this. Having decided the route, we can now say that you see the person has started at 7 a.m. So he immediately catches a train. No waiting time. So 1 hour is taken. He reaches S at 8 a.m. Immediately gets another train because the first train from S starts at 8 a.m. No wastage time. Goes to Q, reaches Q at 9 a.m. Now the first train has started from Q at 5 a.m. Now after 5 a.m., 2 hours later is 7 a.m. and another 2 hours later is exactly 9 a.m. So the moment the person reaches Q at 9 a.m., he gets the train which is leaving for P is starting. So no time wasted, he gets on the train. 1 hour is taken, so he reaches at P at 10 a.m. Now let us look at P. Now in the case of P, the first train starts at 8 a.m. The next train will start at 9:30 a.m., 90 minutes later. The next train will start at 11 a.m., 90 minutes later, 1.5 hours. Okay. This by mistake I it is 11 a.m. So that is it. So here the person has to wait for 1 hour. So he gets his train at 11 a.m. and he takes 1 hour to return back to R, and hence he returns to R at 12 noon. Now then, what is the time taken? 7 to 12 is 5 hours. So the answer would be 5 hours. Unfortunately, none of the options state 5 hours. Let us check whether there is any mistake on our part or not. Don't think so, but let us see. Might be a printing error considering the number of errors that are there. Let's check once. He starts from R at 7 a.m. Is required to visit S and return to R. Minimum time has been asked for. Minimum time is shortest route. Okay. So the route R to S, because he can't go anywhere else. If he goes to Q, he can't come back to S. And so that will be a lengthy way, much lengthier way. R, Q, P, S, and then again travel through the same route. So that is not that. The shortest route is this. So here 7 a.m., 1 hour, he immediately gets the train, 1 hour, 8 a.m., immediately gets the train, 1 hour, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. we know that a train is starting because 120 minutes is 2 hours gap. So 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9. So 1 hour again here. So he reaches the station P, place P at 10 a.m. But then 8 a.m. and 90 minutes later, 90 minutes is 1.5 hours. So 9:30 a.m. is the next train, and the next train would be at 11 a.m. Absolutely correct. So he catches the train at 11 a.m. 1 hour he reaches our minimum time. So this 5 hours is the correct option. I am sure these options somewhere there is a mistake. So the correct answer would be 5 hours. Okay. Let's go on to the next sum. Beyond doubt, the answer is correct. Let's go on to the next. Consider the following functions for non-zero positive integers. Lots of printing errors. Consider the following functions for non-zero positive integers P and Q. So P and Q are natural numbers. So they have said function of P and Q is P to the power Q. Means QP's multiplied together. We all know what the meaning of power is. And hence, the function of P1 would be P to the power 1, that is P, as has been written. Now, function G of PQ is P up to Q terms. So, Q terms P has been written. Okay. Now, what is this? Once again, this is a misprinting. It should have been printed as G of P comma 1 would be equal to P. This should have been printed. Clearly it is understandable. So this is the question. Now, there is no question printed. So I really don't know what they have asked. But I presume that, let us make a conjecture, because here we can only assume the question has not been printed. So I presume they must have asked which one is correct, because you see all the signs are different and everything. So let us check one by one. It's simple. What is f of 3 comma 2? F of 3 comma 2 will be nothing but 3 to the power 2. That is, means 3 into 3, that is 9. Let us see what is G 3 comma 2. G 3 comma 2 means 3 placed twice. GPQ means P placed twice, Q times. So G32 means this. So that is 27. This is 3 comma 2. So that would be 3 into 3, that is 9. So this is it. So F32 is greater than G32 is absolutely wrong. It should be the opposite way around. F32 should be less than G32. So the first one is proven wrong. Let us look at the second one. F22. What is that? That is nothing but 2 into 2. That is 2 to the power 2. That is 4. What is G22? G22 is nothing but 2 placed twice. That is also equal to 4. So this is correct. Though of course we are just assuming what the question can be, because the question hasn't been printed here. So this is yes. So we can say that, okay, this is a correct one. I am not writing to the left because I don't know the questions. I'm writing to the right. Now let us see what is G21. This is the second one. Now let us see what is G21. G21 is nothing but 2 placed once only. So 2 to the power 2 only. So G21 is 2. Now what is F21? Now F21 will be also 2. So we find that G21 is equal to F21. But then there it has been said it's not equal to, which is entirely false. So this is also wrong. And now let us look at the last one. See, we already know G22 is 4. So basically this means f of 4 comma 2. And f of 4 comma 2 means 4 into 4, that is 4 square, that is 16. And here f of, now both are f. Okay, so this one is f of 2 comma G22, as we have found out, is 4. So this would be 2 placed 4 times. So how much would be that? See, this would be equal to f of 2 G22. G22 is 4. 2 4. F of 2 4 means, oh no, this I made a mistake. No, this is f, not G. So 2 4 means 2 multiplied 4 times. So 2 into 2 into 2, that means 2 to the power 4. That is also equal to 16. 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 8 to the 16. So these are equal. Actually, f of 4 2 is equal to f of 2 4. Okay, so these are also equal. But it has been given that one is greater than the other. So this is also wrong. So technically speaking, had the question been given, which of the options is correct, we would have said this is correct. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, since the question is not printed here, so we can't have an idea as to what the question is. But generally, for a question like this would be the probable question asked. So I presume we have understood the basic crux, even though there is a printing gap here. So I presume we have understood it. Let's go on to the next. Writing too many things on the board, it would be the whiteboard or blackboard. So that spelling is B-O-R-D, A-R-D. While teaching could make the students get bored. I mean, students will yawn. Okay, will feel sleepy. So bored. So which one is the correct option? This one is the correct one. Right. So simple vocabulary and spellings. A person was born on the 5th Monday of February in a particular year. Now immediately you must note that February is a special month. In case of non-leap year, February has 28 days, which means exactly 4 weeks. Exactly 4 weeks are present. If the February was of 28 days and exactly 4 weeks were present, then 5th Monday could never happen. So we can clearly understand that the February in question here is a leap year February having 29 days. And 29th Feb, as given here, was a Monday. This was a Monday. Now let us check what has been asked. Which one of the following statements is correct based on the above information? Now if 29th February is a Monday, they have said the 2nd February of that year is a Tuesday. Absolutely correct. Because if the 29th February is a Monday, which means The first day of the fifth week is a Monday. Then the first day of the first week, that is 1st February, must also be a Monday. So the 1st February is Monday, so the 2nd February must be Tuesday. So this is absolutely correct. There will be 5 Sundays in the month of February in that year. No question. Because 29th February is a Monday, so 28th February will be a Sunday. So only 4 Sundays can result. Because if we reach 28th, only 4 exact weeks can happen. So every day will be only present 4 times. So this is absolutely wrong. The 1st February of that year is a Sunday. We just now found out that the 1st February is Monday. So this is absolutely wrong. All Mondays of February in that year have even dates. Let's check. 1st is a Monday. 7 days later, 8th will be a Monday. 7 days later, 15th would be a Monday. 7 days later, 22nd would be a Monday. And since that is a leap year, 29th is a Monday. So even dates are only carried by 2, while the others carry odd dates. So this is definitely not true that all Mondays have even dates. So we can say that the first option only will be the correct option. Let's go on to the next one. Which one of the following is a representation, not to scale and in bold, of all values of x satisfying the inequality as has been given here? Now, this inequality can be easily said to be, since 3 is a positive natural number, so on multiplying both the sides by 3, the inequality sign won't change. So I can say 3 into 2 minus 5x would be less than equal to 6x minus 5. We have multiplied by 3 here, so 3 has got cancelled. So that's it. Or 6 minus 15x is less than equal to 6x minus 5. Now, placing 15x on that side, we get 21x. So 21x is there and 5 goes here. So 5 becomes 11 because plus 5, so 5 plus 6 is 11. So 21x is greater than equal to 11. So x is greater than equal to 11 by 21. Now 11 by 21 is a positive real number. Okay. So this can never fit because it has started from a negative number. This can never fit because x is less than this positive number, so it can never fit. However, this is the perfect choice because this is a positive real number and x is greater than equal to that, as is indicated by the dot. This is definitely not so because here there are 2 values, x is greater than one of them and less than other. So option C comes out to be the correct one. Let us go on to the next. This is a simple one. Next. Equal sized circular regions are shaded in a square sheet of paper of 1 centimeter side length. So this is also 1 centimeter, this is also 1 centimeter, and they are both squares. 2 cases, case M and case N. Case M and case N. This should be case N. Case N are considered as shown in the figures below. In the case M, 4 circles are shaded in the square sheet. We can see that. Mind it, all the circles touch each other and also touch the sides of the square. I hope we have noticed that. And in case n, 9 circles are shaded in the square sheet. And here also the same criteria exists. All the circles are touching each other, obviously next to next. I mean, this first circle can't touch this circle naturally, but next to next, they are all touching each other in the pattern shown, and there is no gap between the side of the square and the circles. The side of the squares are tangents to the circles. So this is the scenario. What is the ratio of the areas of the unshaded regions of case M to that of case N? Now the first thing that we notice here is that if this were the center of the circle and this were the center of this circle, and if we drew the diameters, the diameter would be equal to 1 centimeter of both the circles. Naturally, we can say that the radius of each circle would be 1 by 4 centimeter. So the area of the 4 circles would be how much? 4 into pi r square. That is equal to pi by 4. So that is the area of the shaded portion. Shaded portion. Now here, similarly, if we take the centers of these circles and if we draw the diameters, this whole diameter's length is 1 centimeter. And hence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 radii are there. So each of the radii would be 1/6 of a centimeter. So what would be the area of this shaded part? It would be 9 into pi into 1 by 6 whole square. 1 by 6 whole square is 1 by 36 into 9. It cancels by 4 and this is equal to pi by 4. So the ratio of M shaded is to N shaded would be equal to pi by 4 is to pi by 4. That is equal to 1:1. Hence, since both are lying in the same volumed square, so the unshaded ratio would also be equal to 1:1. I hope we understood that. M unshaded is to N unshaded would also be equal to 1:1. So we say that this is the option. Let's go to the next one. Fish belong. This is a critical reasoning question. And as I said before, critical reasoning, we have to consider that the passage is nothing but the truth as long as we are doing this passage. Fish belonging to species S in the deep sea have skins that area, I think again I'm sprinting, it should be R. It should be R extremely black. That are extremely black, ultra black skin. This helps them not only to avoid predators. Predators means fish or whatever aquatic animals that prey on them, means that hunt and kill them, but also sneakily attack their prey. Means this species S can sneakily, means silently, without giving the knowledge that it is attacking, can sneakily attack their prey. However, having this extra layer of black pigment means coloring matter. Black pigment results in lower collagen on their skin. Collagen is an ingredient, a natural ingredient, making their skin more fragile. The absence of collagen makes skin more fragile. Fragile means can easily break, can easily get damaged, etc. Which one of the following is the correct logical inference? Inference means conclusion based on the information in the above passage. Let us observe. Having ultra black skin is only this should be advantageous. This should be advantageous, and OU should be present within E and S. Having ultra black skin has both, no, I was wrong. No, has both at, oh no, I was right. I saw the wrong advantage. So this one will have OUS. Having ultra black skin is only advantageous to species S. No, other species can also have black skin and be advantageous to them. They haven't said that fish belonging to species S in the deep sea only have skin that are extremely black. No, so other species can also have black. So this is not the right one. Having ultra black skin has both advantages and disadvantages. Two species, this won't be two, this would be four, has both advantages and disadvantages for species S. Absolutely correct. See, the advantages are avoiding predators sneakily attacking their prey. Disadvantages, their skin has low collagen and their skin becomes more fragile. That's exactly what has been said. So we will without doubt say that this is the correct option. In the exam, you need not proceed further and go on to the next question. But here it's a practice session. So let us go on to the next option. Species S with lower collagen in their skin are at an advantage because it helps them avoid predators. Absolutely wrong. Because lower collagen can never be an advantage. And lower collagen doesn't help them to avoid predators. It's the black color that helps them to avoid it. Lower collagen is a disadvantage. And the next one, having ultra black skin is only disadvantageous to species S, but advantageous only to their predators. Absolutely wrong, uncalled for statement, because nobody has talked about the predators of species X. And advantageous to their predators is an entirely wrong statement. So this is also wrong. And naturally, we see that our original choice, option B, still stays the correct option. Let's go to the next. This is another of those logical things. Which one of the groups given below can be assembled to get the shape that is shown above? Above means they mean this one, I presume. Yes, these are the options A, B, C. Using each piece only once without overlapping with each other. Okay, so if you notice this, let me do with a different color so that we can distinguish. See, if you notice this perfectly fits it. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this rectangular. So we can say option C. Just by inspection, we can say that. The rest of the options will not hold. I presume that there is no doubt about that, right? There is nothing in this. You just have to observe and comment. Let us go on to the next one. If function x is equal to 2 log of root over e to the power x, what is the area bounded by function x for the interval 0, 2 on the axis? Now, even though in general ability, calculus is, in a pure form, should not be applied. But why should I say should not? But it need not be applied. But then using a bit of integration on this, because area bounded integration is the easiest way, makes it essentially a one-line sum. So why not? Because we all know our calculus. So here how we would have been doing this sum in gate. So you see function of x is equal to 2 log root over of e to the power x. Now let us, we need the area with the axis. So the area of the axis will be the integration within the bind of 2, 0 of the same thing, 2 log root over ex dx. This would be it. And I am sure everybody of us realize that this would be nothing but 2 into x by 2 e to the power x dx, log of x dx log of e to the power x dx. I hope we understand this particular thing. 2 cancels off, log of e to the power x, so it vanishes basically. So this is nothing but 2, 0 x dx, which is nothing but within this interval x square by 2 x 1 plus 1 by this, within the limit of 2 and square. So this would be 2 to the power 2 divided by 2 minus 0 to the power 2 divided by 2, which essentially this is 0 and this is 2. So it's 2 minus 0, which is equal to 2. I'm sure so many steps would not have been necessary for all of you because you do know your integration. So it would be this. I showed all the detailed steps simply because of the fact that I am utilizing a process that technically I should not be using here. But then utilizing normal processes would be so lengthy and laborious that it is meaningless using them. This is the process that you should be using while doing this sum. I hope this is understood. Let's go on to the next. For the past m days, it should be past, P-A-S-T. For the past m days, the average daily production at a company was 100 units per day. If today's production of 180 unit changes the average to 110 units per day, what is the value of m? Now I will say very simple. This is absolutely logical. If you understand average, this is absolutely logical. See, m days. The average was running at 100. Now on the m plus 1th day, mind it, not m plus 1 days, but m plus 1th day, you produced 180 units. And as a result, in the total m plus 1 days, the average became 110 units. Moral of the story, this extra 80 units that we produced on the m plus 1th day, got divided into 10, 10, 10, 10, and so on and so forth among all the days. Now, how many such days can be there? It can be 8 days only, because 80 by 10 is always equal to 8 days. So the m plus 1th day must be the 8th day. So what is the value of m? M is before that. So m must be 7 days. So our answer would be 7. Simply logical. Hope this has been understood. Let's go to the next. We have ended. I hope this whole segment is clear. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's end the session.